Hey guys, this is Miss Braun, and today we're going to do our lesson for Tuesday. It's going to be two separate videos to watch for Tuesday. So let's go ahead and look at what our goal is. Today we're going to explore different ways that we can take our research draft to publication. There are a variety of tools you can use to create a presentation and share all that you've learned. What tool have you used in the past to publish a piece of writing? So today we're going to take all of our information we've learned about our animal and we're going to put it in a PowerPoint. So first let me show you how you can open PowerPoint on MyPassGo Connect and how you can use PowerPoint for your product. So when you first log in, you'll have icons that look like this. One of the icons is Office 365. This is what you're going to click on to make your PowerPoint. When this pops up, you're going to click the red icon that says PowerPoint. And you can start a new presentation, or if you want to pick a color presentation, you can click the color. The first thing you want to do is name your presentation. So go up to the top where it says presentation, yours will probably say presentation 1, and rename it. So my sea animal was an octopus, so I'm going to name mine Octopus. Then, anytime you go into your PowerPoint and you look down here, it'll be down here. So let me show you what I mean. When you log in, click on Office 365, click on PowerPoint. It's going to be, if you scroll down, the first one that's recent. So if you want to go back and click on it to work on it, you go click on it. The first thing you're going to want to do is create a title page. So this is going to let your readers know what your presentation is going to be about. Mine's about the octopus. And then you're going to put who it's by. Octopus by Miss Braun. You can title yours whatever you want. To create a new slide, you click New Slide. And if you want two contents, two comparisons, title, I'm going to go with two contents, add slide. So the first thing you want to do is put some information about your animal. So the first thing we learned, if you go back, I'm going to use Brian's as an example, was about their habitat. So go back and look at what you put about their habitat. For instance, Brian put, where do sharks live? Sharks live in the ocean. They live at the bottom by the sand so that they can catch prey easier. They live in the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Ocean. So Brian would take this information and put it in his slide. You can add pictures, you can add text, you can make it look like whatever you want for your presentation. Then do that for all of the other things that we researched. I'm going to send you this document in your Canvas inbox for you to have, but it's also uploaded on all of the weeks that we had to turn it in. So the first thing you're going to do is write about their habitat. So the next thing you want to do is type some information. Octopuses live in the ocean, deep in the sea, and add any more facts that you learned. Another thing you can do is add a photograph. You can go with Insert, Pictures, and find pictures from different places. One place is Bing, so I can type in octopus, enter, and pick which photograph. So I might pick this photograph and push Insert. Then I can change the size and put the photograph where I want. Okay, so again, if you want to add a picture, you go to Pictures. Bing Pictures is one place you can go. Type in what you want a picture of, like the ocean. Click on it and push Insert. And then put the photograph where you want. So once you're done with the habitat, you would press New Slide again. I'm going to click To Content, and then do your next subject. So that's how you work on your presentation. If you need help, at 3 o'clock today, again, we're going to continue working on these presentations, and I can help you then. Otherwise, you can wait until class tomorrow on Wednesday. So let's go back to our lesson in My Learning. Remember, you click on the icon. We are on week 6, and today is Tuesday. So now that you know how we're working as scientists and publishing something, let's look more about thinking like a scientist. As you work on revising your work to prepare to share, let's take a look at how scientists check on their work. Have you ever been to the Florida Everglades? It's a unique ecosystem here in Florida that is currently being restored. How do scientists see if their plans are working? Let's find out.
The geology of South Florida and a warm, wet subtropical climate provide conditions well suited for a large marshland ecosystem known as the Everglades. The Everglades is a part of a series of interdependent ecosystems that include cypress swamps, mangrove forests, tropical hardwood hammocks, pine rockland, and the marine environment of Florida Bay. However, over the past 100 years, careless development and draining of this unique ecosystem has compromised its health. A massive restoration plan has been implemented that may require 40 years and approximately $10 billion to complete. Teams of biologists started at the Kissimmee River in central Florida near Orlando to follow up on the immense restoration and environmental cleanup that has helped to improve the areas. The Everglades begin at the Kissimmee River near Orlando, Florida. This river flows south to Lake Okeechobee. As water leaves Lake Okeechobee, it flows further south across a limestone shelf and empties into the Florida Bay at the southern end of the state near the Florida Keys.
So that was all about the Everglades. Let's go on to our research. So there's some other alternatives you can add to your research if you don't want to do a PowerPoint and you want to try to create a magazine, Storybird, or a video. You can explore some of these links. PowerPoint is the one that I just showed you, and that's what I'm going to be helping everyone with. But if anybody wants to try to make a video, they can click on and explore some of these. Now let's get out a piece of paper and create a plan for taking your research writing about your marine animal and its home to publishing. What is your first step and what will you do next? So everyone get out a blank piece of paper and make a plan. Okay, so for your plan, it should look something like this. Title page, habitat, we know we wanted to talk about the first page. Then you get to choose what you want the rest of your pages to be. So I know my first page might be the title page, my second page might be the habitat. Let's go back and look at what the rest of the content areas are so we know what we want the rest of the pages to be. I'm going to use Brian's as an example again. So we have physical characteristics, behavior, classification, and how it's threatened. So in my plan, I'm going to put slide 3, physical characteristics. Slide 4, behaviors. Slide 5, classification. Slide 6, how they're being threatened. Yesterday we learned about the food web. and food chain. And then maybe I want to add some wow facts about my animal. So this is an example of how you can plan out what you want your presentation to look like. You can go ahead and copy this down if you want your presentation to look similar to this. Otherwise, create a plan of maybe 8 slides that you want and what it's going to look like. Remember, you can pause the video if you need time to do this. Once you're done with your plan, remember some things that you're doing on your own are reading today. When you read today, think about if you're reading an informational book or a literature book. Remember, informational books tell us information, real facts about something. And think about what you learned. Literature books are more like stories. They can be made up. And if you're reading literature, think about what the lesson was in the story. What did the character learn? Next, we're going to work on some word work. It says, did you know that when you read, it should sound like you talk? The more you read, the more fluent you become. Let's practice reading the poem. Seal to build our fluency. We're going to circle all the power words, find rhyming pairs, and read for accuracy, comprehension, and fluency. So first, let's read it together. This is called Seal. Seal by William J. Smith. See how he dives from the rocks with a zoom. See how he darts through his watery room, past crabs and eels and green seaweed, past fluffs of sandy minnow feed. See how he swims with a swerve and a twist, a flip of the flipper, a flick of the wrist. Quick, silver, quick, softer than spray, down he plunges and sweeps away. Before you can think, before you can utter words like dill pickle or apple butter, back up he swims past stingray and shark, out with a zoom, a whoop, a bark. Before you can say whatever you wish, he plops at your side with a mouthful of fish. Go ahead and pause the video and write down as many rhyming words as you can find. All right, you should have wrote down some rhyming words. Now I'm going to put a box around them. Some rhyming words are like zoom and room. Both have the at the end. Next, we have seaweed and feed. Both have the eed at the end. Next, we have twist and wrist, which both have the ist at the end. Next, we have spray and away. They both have a at the end. Next, we have utter and butter. Those both have utter at the end. Next, we have shark and bark, with both have ark at the end. Then we have wish and fish, with both have ish at the end. All right, go ahead and read it one more time, and this time circle any words that were tricky for you or that you know are your power words. Practice reading it a third time and think about what the story was about and what the poem was about. Pause the video if you need to do this. This whole poem was about seals, what they eat, and what they do, because I even see it's kind of shaped like a seal. So the main topic would be seals and their actions. Don't forget to watch the next video after this.